Square Enix's Avengers game. I was anticipating this somewhat before release. I thought the idea of Crystal Dynamics making a Avengers game was cool. We've known about this game for quite a while, but this is the first time that we got to see anything from it. And if I'm being honest, it left me a little conflicted. Uh, I still think that the prospect of an Avengers game is really cool, but this reveal was handled very odd to me. Uh, First off, getting the elephant out of the way or whatever, elephant in the room, the look of the characters, it is weird. I understand that these characters have existed for such a long time, but at least in our modern age, everybody attributes the look very closely to the cinematic universe look. And so it is weird seeing new characters for the first time. It just feels off, and I don't know if they can do anything to help that. That's just an inevitability of not using the likenesses of the actors that have been portraying these characters for the last decade. But the other thing that I just find weird about this is how little gameplay they showed. Like, you get little hints of it here and there, and then it just sort of seems like they're playing it out as a cutscene for most of it. You get like little tiny couple second shots in here that look like they could be gameplay, but no HUD, no nothing. Apparently, they did show gameplay behind closed doors, but we obviously in the public don't get to see that, and for now, which I understand. I mean, E3's done that for years, but I think it's weird to show so much yet show so little at the same time, if that makes sense. They have this trailer here. They went on stage to talk about things. They introduced the actors and actresses playing the characters, and then they just showed more cutscenes, and then another thing that was a cutscene with Hank Pym, and yeah, it just left me feeling a little conflicted. I like the idea that they have going here with how the Avengers were kind of set up and everybody has sort of turned and left them behind now, but it was just a weird overemphasis on story stuff for the reveal and not enough gameplay in my opinion. I think they needed to do what Watch Dogs and Final Fantasy did. They need to have a bunch of gameplay to back up all the story stuff that they show. I understand that story is a big part of these things, and they probably work really close with Marvel in order to get a story that works well and that meets certain quality standards. But it it didn't. It felt like a very underwhelming reveal for something that they were promoting up front as being the big thing that you want to tune into Square Enix for. And yeah, it just with like Crystal Dynamics, they have Tomb Raider under their belt and everything, and it just leaves me with a weird taste in my mouth. From the things that I've heard, the game looks pretty fun to play with like the different characters. It's like different gameplay styles. You got Iron Man who's like a shooting and flying around, and Hulk who's just like beating on everybody. But it would have been nice to actually see that. I don't know. This game just leaves me a little conflicted, and I definitely need to see more before I would even consider. Right now, this game isn't really on my radar, and they need to show a little bit more for it to be on my radar. But yeah, other than that, I mean, as I've said, there's not a whole lot to go off of in this. It's just story stuff and cutscenes. I mean, the cutscenes look nice. They look well directed. I like the direction that they're taking the story. But other than that, I just can't really say much more about it. So yeah, if you're interested in the Avengers, write that down in the comments. Maybe share some reasons why I should be more invested than I am not currently. And I'd like to hear if anybody else shares these sentiments that this was just kind of a weird reveal overall. So if you enjoyed this video, check out a bunch of our other E3 videos, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.